Hello everybody, my name is Marlo. Today I'm going to show you how to build this small wooden home, which is actually one of the houses from my building a house in every biome video. Hopefully it will make for a nice addition to your survival world. As always, we are starting with a list of materials needed for the build. The ones at the top here are the main building blocks, and everything else along here is just odds and sods really. With the flowers over here, you don't need to bring these three along, you can choose any you'd like, just make sure you've got 3 of them. To begin with here, we want to grab our oak logs and start by marking out the front of our house. So we're going to place our first log down, then leave a gap of 2, and then another 2 again. And right here is going to be where your main doorway goes. So once you've figured out where you want the front of your house to be, you can now come around to the sides, leave another gap of 2, and then 2 more once again. Copy it over on the other side, and then at the back here we can leave plain for now. But now what we want to do is bring all of these up by 3 more logs. We can now add in some beams to connect all of these up. So on the 2 sides we can add in 4 logs just like that. Same again over on the left side here. But for the front we're going to get rid of that block for now and then add in a long line of horizontal logs just like so. And now at the front and back of the house we can have a log facing outwards like that, and then same again on the back. And we can also add in a line going across here. If we then grab our spruce slabs and stairs, we can add 2 upside down stairs on each of these sections going all the way around. So on the front and the left and right side, just like I'm doing here, but for the back we're doing something slightly different. So we'll have an upside down stair in each of the corners, and then another one but facing inwards so that it curves round a little bit, and a slab in the middle. Before we get started too heavily on the walls, let's add in our roof. So come to the front of the house here, and on this log we're going to have an upside down stair with a regular one on top, upside down one out the back, and then we're going to have a slab, and then 2 more making a full block here, and then we'll add in another upside down stair. Quickly go around and do the same on this side. So 3 stairs, 3 slabs, an upside down stair, and then we'll have 3 more slabs at the top, and then we can go and copy this onto the back. Next up, we can connect these 2 together by adding in a line of slabs on both of the sides just like this, and then 2 more here and here. Same again over on this side, line of slabs going all the way across, and then those extra 2 in the corners, and then come up to the center and the top of the house and add some more in. Grab your oak planks, stairs and slabs, and we can go ahead and fill in the rest of our roof. So we're going to have 2 planks in each of these corners on top of the oak logs just next to the spruce slab that we placed down, with some stairs connecting them up on that level, and then some more again on this layer, and then we're going to have a line of slabs on the same level as the top of that stair block here. Something like that, and then we can copy it on over this side. We may as well finish the upper level of our house here before we work on the bottom, so keeping all of your oak stuff in the hotbar, also grab 2 of your glass panes, and then we're going to fill all of this in basically. Some of the stuff you will have to use slabs for, but then we're going to have an upside down stair with a window just like that, and then we can do the same again on this side, a bunch of planks, and then we'll have to have 2 slabs here to connect them to make a full block, another stair with another window. For all of the walls starting at the front of the house, we're going to add in the block that is one behind the main facade here, which is actually the strip birch log. So step inside the house and we're going to add in 3 high pillars just like this, with 2 horizontal ones at the top and then another one here. We'll leave this open for our doorway, which is a very important block I forgot from the list of items, my bad, but is actually a door for our doorway. Pretty important, I would say. And then just right to our door we're going to have a fence post with a lantern on top. Come here and add in your window, and then we can just grab a grass or dirt block up from the floor below, add in our flower of choice, a stair to the left side, and a trapdoor on the front. Coming round to the right hand side of the build, we can enter inside once again and add in some more stripped birch logs. So we're going to have 2 more 3 high pillars with 2 horizontal ones going across again, and then another one on the left hand side here. So then in this gap we can add in a spruce stair with a window on top, and then we're going to have a fence gate with a trap door. And then going over to this side we can have a fence here with an upside down stair out the front, and a grindstone with a pressure plate on top. Not too sure what that is meant to be. Gonna have to use your imagination for a lot of this stuff. Maybe some sort of wheelbarrow. A plant pot here with a flower of our choice inside. Nearly there, only 2 more sides left to do. So this is the back of the house, and we're going to add in 2 extra 3 high pillars, just like I'm doing here, with 2 horizontal ones at the top. In these 2 blocks, we're going to add 2 spruce stairs and cover them up with some trapdoors and waterlog them because, well, why not, I say. And then we're going to add in 2 windows just there. We're going to have a tripwire hook on this block with a composter just below it, as though it's something filling the composter up, with a upside down stair on the side of the block, item frame, and then a button placed on the composter instead of the item frame. That's how you get the look of the big button. And then we can clear our inventory here a little bit and break this block and the other one, and then place a lever, turn it to on, place our piston, which should shoot us up, a lantern on top, and if you want to be really picky, which I do, we can place or get rid of this grass block and replace it with a birch stripped log. Come to think of it, if you want to be super picky, which I guess I do, we can also place another oak log there, just if you'd rather have that than the dirt block beneath it. And as I said earlier, we can actually fill this composter up, which is what I'm going to do here with some flowers, so we can get it nice and full, looking as though stuff has actually come out of this tap into the composter. Moving on to the final side, we can head in once again for the last time before we start work on the interior. So we're going to have 3 birch strip logs like that, and then 2 more horizontal on this side, and then just 1 at the top over on the left hand side here. And then while we're inside, we can actually grab our spruce trapdoor and add it on the top or bottom of that block, but just make sure it's flush with these 3 birch logs on the outside. And then grab your barrels, and we can add a little bit of storage in here, which you can put an item frame on top of this one with something inside. I haven't included that in the list of items because it can be whatever you'd like really, but I'm using wheat as an example here. Maybe you've got a little farm out nearby. This could be where you store all of your wheat and seeds. But over on the right part of this side here, we can have our stair in with our glass pane above it, and then bring up some more grass or dirt, cover it up with trapdoors, and we can put a nice little flower on top. Whoops, I forgot another quite important item in the list of materials at the start, which is 13 campfires, but I'll try and remember to add them in post. May as well get the spruce door while I'm at it, come to think of it. That doesn't really matter though, you guys have already seen that, I'm just thinking of it on the spot. So for this next part of the build, we need some walls, some fences, some trapdoors, and we're 13 campfires and a water bucket to extinguish them. But we're starting round the back of the house here, so we're going to have 2 cobblestone walls on each of the pillars with 2 spruce fences above it, connecting them up to the extending log here. And then we're going to go around the front and do the same here, 2 walls, 4 fences, and then we're going to leave a gap of 1 diagonally and have the other cobblestone wall here. So something like that you should have, with once again 2 fences on top. Not 2 walls, 2 fences, and then we can add in 2 spruce trapdoors on top of those. And now is where it's going to get a little smoky, so if your computer is not too good at handling lots of particles, you may want to turn them down for this next part, but we're going to add them down in this formation. I will extinguish them in a little bit because I'm going to cause a big flood, but underneath all of the campfires we want to add in some of the trapdoors just like this. And then yes, get to your water bucket and then place them on top of all of the campfire blocks, setting them out, or putting them out I should say. But I need an actual water bucket to clear this up because I am in creative and that's not the same as survival. Wow, that was extremely difficult to do. I'm pretty sure water sources just kept continuously being created there. But anyway, yeah, nice and clean now. We got a nice awning out the front of the house here. Which means the exterior is now complete, so we can start work on the inside of the house. Here is everything we're going to be using for the inside of the build. The clock here is just something that's going to go in the item frame, so this really can be whatever you want. Walking on through the door here, we can then get rid of the 10 grass blocks that are on the floor and replace them with some brick slabs. If you don't want to cheap out like I'm doing here, feel free to use full brick blocks, but yeah, just a little less costly that way. And then we're going to have a furnace, crafting bench, blast furnace, and smoker. If you don't use these two that much, you can always just replace them with regular furnaces, but I think it looks pretty nice using all three of them, and they are quite helpful. And then we're going to have our ladders going up to the second floor here, and hopefully you have some spruce remaining, because we're going to put 8 slabs just like this, leaving the one open, so we can access the downstairs via the ladder. As for the upstairs, the first thing we should do is place in our lantern in the center of the roof, just so we can light this place up and see a little better, and then we can work on our storage situation. So a barrel in the middle, just below the window pane, and then 8 of our chests just beside it. That should be plenty of room for what is essentially most likely going to be a starter house of sorts, but then up in this block here we can have our item frame, and I'm putting a clock in here, but as I said, you can put in whatever you'd like. Over on the other half of our attic here, we can place our bed in the center and then start placing some of these useful items that are very good in survival over on the 2 sides. And then on top of those, we can place our 4 looms, but make sure you place them sideways so we have this texture on show. Kind of looks like a set of drawers, right? And then we can cover all of this up using some trapdoors. That way it's functional. You can still reach all of this, but from the outside, just by looking at it like this, it just looks like some nice cupboard or drawer unit or something like that, but you can fold all of these back and access it whichever one you'd like. Of course, the looms are actually helpful as well, but yeah, looks nice that way, also serves a purpose. So there we go, inside and out, all complete, looking super cozy up here, and should make for a nice starter home if that's what you're choosing to use this for. I believe it has everything you need, at least for the most part. I'm sure there'll be a time where you do outgrow this thing and move on to bigger and better builds, but for the meantime, this should have you covered. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you did enjoy the build and that it helped you out if you are choosing to build this. Of course, by the way, as always, let me know if you are, but thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.